Welcome to Kiss My Biz, your weekly reality business show, where each week a business owner joins our good cop and bad cop duo looking for real but informative business solutions and resources to grow your business. Our good cop, Claude Jenkins, has a diverse career ranging from government, corporations, and management consultant. He is the Vice President of Operations at Global Business Development Center and a guardian angel for most businesses. Annette Gray, aka Bad Cop, is the President and owner of Global Business Development Center. She has 20 years experience in management, economic development, and marketing in the private and public sector. She is passionate about developing entrepreneurs. Let's join our dynamic duo as they place another business owner in the hot seat and find out if they are ready to kiss their business with love. Or is today the day they kiss their business goodbye?
Good evening and welcome to Kiss My Biz. Thanks for joining us for our inaugural show. This is Annette Gray, aka Bad Cop, and with me is
Claude Jenkins, a.k.a. Good Cop.
Thanks for joining us, Delray Boca. And we have with us our business in the hot seat this week is Ansel Graham Record, owner of Chameleon Security Group. Welcome, Ansel.
Thank you very much.
So, what are we talking about tonight, Claude?
Well, I think Ansel has some questions in regards to people, so I'm going to let him ask the question. You said you had some issues you wanted to bring up about hiring?
Yes, one of the major...
Well, before you do that, tell us a little bit about Chameleon Security.
Chameleon Security is a security group that I started 2 years ago. We do cover everything from risk management, protection, ATM escorts, and a wide range of other security businesses. For me personally, retired 20 years law enforcement, 20 years in law enforcement, retired, and that's where my career started.
Fantastic. So if you have just joined us, we've just began, have missed much. You can watch us live at www.globalbusinessdevelopmentcenter.com. And a little later in the show, you will get to call in and talk to our subject matter expert, who will join us, Ms. Leah Gaines from Center for Enterprise Opportunity, who will talk to you about one of the most important things in a small business or any organization for that matter, and that is funding. So the phone number to call a little bit later on, Claude?
Would be 888-565-1470.
Fantastic. And our wonderful intern, GBDC intern, is managing our social media. So please feel free to join us on Facebook or Twitter, and let's have a great show. So Ansel, what is this issue you're having with your business that you'd like Claude and I to tag team tonight?
Okay, the major issue I'm having right now is finding quality, dedicated, and committed workers who will be loyal to your company as an employee and stick around in the good times and the bad times.
Yeah, welcome to South Florida and welcome to small business ownership.
Wow.
Good luck with that. I want to hear the answer to that. What you got, Claude?
Well, first of all, tell me about what you've been trying to do as far as bring people on. Where have you tried?
Well, I advertise on Craigslist, and I also advertise through the government website, and trying to get the best workers as I can.
Yeah.
Oh, you're making this too easy. My bad cop horns are already striking out. Craigslist, you know that's Cyclist, right?
We can still pick up a few people from Craigslist.
Yes, I'm still feeling the burn from all the people I've hired from Craigslist. And what government site is that? Do you remember?
The one I did was, I don't remember that right, but I'll fill you in as
Workforce Alliance.
Workforce Alliance.
Uh-huh. Well, both of those can be good. One of the biggest problems we've found is that the business owners don't give a detailed job description to the agency.
Well, they don't read it.
Well, yes, they do. The ones that you really want read it. the ones that are always going to send the stuff in, you got to bleed through these, and I'll tell you about that in a couple of seconds.
Well, I've found that no one reads the job descriptions anymore. As detailed as it is. So we recently posted a job description. We were very clear. We said it's in Delray, it's part-time, here's the pay, etc., etc. What did we find out in the interviews?
We found out some good stuff, but we also found out something later on.
We found out they didn't read the job description. So how do we help Ansel?
Well, first thing we have to do with Ansel is go back to the job description, make sure it's clear. I'm not going to let that go because it works. The next thing is make sure that that applicant fills out an application, because although the job description and the resume are great, that application says the last paragraph that everything I told you on this application is true. So that gives you a little insurance policy. From there, I'd go into the questioning, but what you've got to do is you got to make sure you ask problem-solving questions. The questions have to be regarding the position. So if you're having a problem with reliability, ask the person straight up, what's going to keep you from coming to work? You'd be surprised what people will say in the interview process, because it's a thought-provoking question.
And we've heard I was drunk and could not wake up on time.
That is true.
Wow.
And you would be surprised how many people hire that person. Well, he was just drunk that once. Okay.
No, I wouldn't dare to hire somebody who was drunk and could not go to work. No, he wouldn't be a part of my team, because what I do, it calls for integrity, it calls for dedication and alertness. And when you're talking about armed security, I have to have people who, have qualities along with their resume.
That's why you definitely also, along with asking those thought-provoking questions, you've got to make sure that the technical skills are there. Whether you can ask it verbally, you can have it having them reduce it to writing, take some sort of a test. There should be a way to certify the fact that those people have the skills that you're looking for.
And you have to remember that these folks don't hire themselves. We are in part to blame. And so most of us don't know how to interview. I think that was one of the things Claude was alluding to in the thought-provoking questions. Each time you go on an interview, someone asks you, well, what are your long-term goals? What are your short-term goals? What is a strength that can be considered a weakness? Well, those are pretty much canned answers that most people can answer and get away with just about anything. So in terms of hiring the right people, it does help to go back to the drawing board and take a look at your interviewing skills and developing a list of questions that is going to help you kind of weed out the good from the bad, per se.
Oh, but that's the good cop.
No, it was.
Yeah,
I'm
bless
going to
your
work
heart.
on my bad cop
I
next
know,
segment.
I was proud of you.
So what can I do to keep those workers around? Because some of them, they stick around for a day and they're gone. They stick around for a week and they're gone.
Okay, what's your orientation like? Do you just throw them out in the field, or do you work with them for a few days to make them feel comfortable with the position?
I will work with them for at least 2 days, and then they're on their own, because they are supposed to have experience, officers, and so not much time for me to be walking around with them or driving around with them. So 2 days orientation, and then they're on their own.
Wow.
But the loyalty is not there, because I'll hire somebody for a certain amount, and for 25 cents or 10 cents, and they're gone.
Again, it would go back to the thought-provoking questions, and you can ask those type questions in the interview process.
Some of those questions you can ask until the cows come home. If someone is intent on getting a job, they are going to tell you whatever it takes to get that job. I think it's important that, and I wouldn't worry so much that, trust me, you want them gone within the first 2 days. You don't want them gone 2 weeks or a month later when they're entrenched in your business and you've gotten used to and built your business model around them. So believe it or not, it is a good thing that they leave swiftly.
Adequate pay does help. If it should be competitive. If you're hiring somebody $2 or $3 below minimum, the wage that is called for, then yeah, they're going to move. And the ones that are moving for 25 cents or 50 cents an hour, interview process should have been able to weed those out, because those people, normally their resume will look very checkered.
Claude, but what I hear him saying is that it's part of this industry makeup. This security industry in South Florida is very much a fluid industry, and people do jump from companies to
You're
companies
always going
quite
to
a
have
bit.
people jump.
Right.
But if you put a good program together, people also want security, and that's what they're looking for. The number one reason why people stay on the job is security. Pay comes in number two.
So can you think of developing a package, maybe it's a benefits package that's not necessarily tied to money, that's going to help with that that security or I think you said the word loyalty to the organization. Let me ask you a question. The people who are on your payroll now that have been there for quite some time, how did those people come to you? Because it's important that we do what's working, right? So if you have a few guys there now that are being quite loyal, how did you find those guys?
But all the workers, the 5 guys that I have working right now, they were referred.
They were referred.
Yeah, by somebody else, yeah. So I think that's one of the best way to get some workers.
What did you do differently, and why are those people still here?
I basically start them, at higher, wages, so to speak. And, those guys, they love what they do. That's one of the things, because if you have somebody who likes to do, take for instance, being a shop attendant or a gas station attendant, or, working at 7-Eleven, and if you put him into armed security position, he's not going to be comfortable. So what I find is that the guys who I have on board right now, they love what they do. They are really dedicated to armed security, and they will do anything to do that. So sometimes even if their salary is below, and even in my former job as a law enforcement officer, I love it. I was dedicated to it, and I wasn't so much working for the money, but I was working for the job satisfaction.
So what you should be asking yourself then is, how do you find more of those guys? Where are those guys? You say they come via referral, but there are significant opportunities for people who are current law enforcement who wants to pick up extra hours, part-time job. There are folks who are looking to resign and or leave or retire from law enforcement. So I think it's important that you develop a employee profile. Look at the existing clients, employees that you have now, and what are the commonalities among them. I think I hear you say that one, they were former law enforcement, they were very committed law enforcement, and they love what they do. So develop a profile and develop a set of questions or a scenario or training that is going to encourage those people to come to you.
Okay, sounds
like we are at a break. That was very quick.
15 minutes.
Wow.
Today's world is extremely volatile, which can lead to feelings of insecurity in both our personal and corporate lives. Chameleon Security Group is here to help you to reduce your exposure to hostile threats at home, office, or event. With over 70 years of experience in providing cutting-edge law enforcement and security services, Chameleon has been in the front line for their clients. Chameleon Security Group has served the Caribbean, United States, Central and South America. The team of trained professionals is made up of former law enforcement officers that have been trained at the highest levels of security. Core services include private and executive protection, civil and criminal private investigation, as well as events and management services. Chameleon also offers concealed weapon permit courses taught by NRA certified instructors, where you will learn basic handling and safety rules needed to get certified. With the elevated levels of threats in today's world, it is important to give the gift of safety to those you employ and those you love. Your friends at Chameleon Security want you to know that peace of mind is only a call or click away. For more information on our team, services, and weapons courses, call 561-894-4507 or visit the website at www.chameleonsecurity.group.com. Welcome back to Kiss My Biz, where we invite you to call at 888-565-1470 and speak to our subject matter expert and access resources that will grow your business. www.globalbusinessdevelopmentcenter.com is our website for further information. Now, back to Kiss My Biz.
Welcome back to Kiss My Biz. You're listening to Annette Gray and Claude Jenkins. We are here with our first business in our hot seat, Ansel Graham Record from Chameleon Security Group. You can listen to us live at www.globalbusinessdevelopmentcenter.com. And if you need to reach us with any questions, you can reach us at 888-565-1470. Again, that's globalbusinessdevelopmentcenter.com. So, Ansel, if someone is looking, you're hiring, right?
I'm hiring right now,
You're
yeah.
hiring. So can you tell the folks how to get in contact with you to get a resume or to schedule an interview?
Yeah, the easiest way to get in touch with me right now is www.chameleonsecuritygroup.com or info@chameleonsecuritygroup.com. And the office number is 561-894-4507.
Okay. And what type of people are you looking for?
I'm looking for armed security. It's for the ATM industry. You know, we just cover all the ATM technicians, and those are the guys who repair the ATM machines. So I need guys who are very, their head screwed onto their body, so to speak, dedicated and committed.
And what's the difference between an armed security officer and an unarmed security officer? What kind of licenses should they have? I know the armed guys might know that, but if someone were looking to go from unarmed to an armed guard, what are the steps and licenses would they need to take?
Okay, if you are just a regular security guard, that calls for a D license. To be an armed guard, you'll have to have a G license.
Okay, and what steps do they need to take to get
The
that?
step to find a reputable institution that teaches the G license, that offer the G license class, and just do the course and get the qualification.
Okay, fantastic. So thanks for being our first guest on our hot seat. That wasn't too bad, was it?
That wasn't too hard. I'm
It wasn't
back.
too
Thank you very much.
It might have something to do with, do you have your gun on you?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming. Hopefully you found the information helpful. Don't forget that you are going to come back a second time to the show and let us know how things are going. Were you able to hire anyone? Were you able to develop that profile? Are you staying away from Craigslist? Some of those good things. So we'll look forward to having you back.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good evening. Thank you.
So, the second half of our show, we have what is called a subject matter expert, because it's very important to us here at Kiss My Biz that we get real solutions and real solution providers to come in and talk to you about how not only to grow, develop, but expand your business. And tonight we have Leah Gaines. Leah is the executive director for an organization that is Center for Enterprise Opportunity. And we're going to talk about the hottest button ever, how to get money for your business, either to start or grow that business. Welcome, Leah.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Fantastic. So, I have known you, almost 10 years,
Wow,
right?
that's a long time.
That's a very long time. And we've heard this question put to us any number of ways. How can we get money for our business? So tell us a little bit about CEO, and then we'll talk a little bit about what people really need to do to get prepared for getting funding instead of just showing up.
That's an excellent question, and I'm really glad to be here. You're absolutely right. I've known you for quite a long time. Our primary services are lending and technical assistance and training. I know you said the name of your show is Kiss My Biz, and I was sent here to tell you that we do TNA, But TNA is our foreplay. That means we provide technical assistance before the real deal. That's the money.
It
So
took
if you-
one show to go south of the border.
So now, if
I just
you
lost
want-
a bet.
if you want the real thing, you got to get the foreplay first. And so you
Absolutely.
come to us, and you've been one of our esteemed trainers with our Presidential Award-winning training curriculum, Core 4. So what we do is we introduce the entrepreneur, and our invited entrepreneur today has actually attended and graduated from the Core 4 program. We're very proud to see that he's here and doing well.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. So what we like to do is we do an initial assessment with you. We sit down, we find out what are your needs, really at what stage are you in your business endeavors? Are you startup? Are you pre-development? Are you in a growth phase? And then we basically develop a profile and a plan for you. And that could range from training to technical assistance, or you may even go directly to lending. So, and we are an alternative lender. We raise equity and debt from the federal sources, and we deploy those back out into the community. So we're a direct lender as well.
So what do you say to those folks that say, I'm a minority, I need a grant?
I'm glad you asked that question. Let me debunk the myth.
Thank you.
Because we are a non-profit, it does not mean that we operate with volunteers or with no expenses. We have a fully staffed, professionally trained staff. We have all of the business expenses that your typical business would have. Some of our operations are subsidized by grants, but as I just mentioned, we borrow the monies and we loan them out. So we're a relending institution as well. And we have to pay those monies back. And we've had people to come to us to say, well, you know, if I don't pay the loan back, it's just a grant to you, right? No, it's not. We pay their loan back, and that money, when it's repaid to us, can allow someone else to have the opportunity to develop and grow their business. We also serve all populations. We serve the small business community. Particularly, we like to say that we serve women businesses and minority-owned businesses because they make up a large percentage of that demographic, but they are certainly not exclusive. We're open to serve everyone.
Fantastic. You are listening to Kiss My Biz, and this is our inaugural show. I'm Annette Gray, bad cop, not so much tonight.
I'm Claude Jenkins, good cop, winning over the bad cop.
No, I'm just trying not to scare everybody away so no one comes back. It's the first show, Claude. And we're talking to Leah Gaines from Center for Enterprise and Opportunity, who is a micro lender and a CDFI, and we're talking about how to get monies to either start, expand, or grow your business. The phones are live, so if you have any questions, please give us a call at 1-888-565-1470. So Leah, let's go to business plans.
Yes.
We write business plans for our clients at Global Business Development Center. And typically when Claude finishes the financials, everybody says, whoa! You know, what kind of financials are you looking for in a business plan? What are you looking for to make that deal doable, that loan?
Well, we want to see some historicals, but we also are serving a small and emerging business community, so we know everyone is not going to be able to present to us financials historicals. But we want to know that you've thought through your business, and that's why we encourage everyone, particularly if you're a startup, to enroll in our training, our Core 4 class, because we need to know that you've mastered the 4 core areas of operating a business. That is success planning. You've looked at all of the contingencies for how your business should operate and run. Market planning. That market planning and that research has to tie in to the next phase, which is the financial planning and the cash flow planning. And last but not least, how do you operate so that you're a legitimate business, that you're in compliance with all the federal, state, local regulatory agencies? And so that's what we like to lay out in front of people when they come into us, so that they can tap into wherever they are and make those connections between understanding their business and their financials. So if you come in and you don't understand your financials, we're going to send you back, but we're going to get you to where we can say yes. That's our goal.
Okay, which is very different than
Yes.
a traditional bank.
Yes.
So I guess this question is a little redundant.
Okay.
does a business need a business plan?
That's a great question. And I want to answer it this way. Yes, you need a business plan. Does it need to be in the same format, a cookie cutter format every single time? No. Many people come into us and they have a business plan in their head, or they have pieces of a plan together. We just want to know that you understand your business and your business operations, the future of your business, and that you've thought through your business. So we'll help you pull that business together, that business plan together, because it really should be a guide for you. If you're coming in to get a loan, sure, people want to see a business plan, but we want you to think of a business plan really as a guide that you're continuing to develop.
You're changing.
Yes.
Roadmap for developing
and it's
and
not
growing
static.
your business.
It
Exactly.
changes
every
yes.
day. So tell us how someone who is looking for technical assistance and or some funding, and typically
Yes.
I wouldn't have someone else on the show who does what we do at GBDC,
Yes.
but we have such a good relationship
Yes.
in terms of strategic alliance partnerships
Yes.
that I am very comfortable with having you here. So
Mm-hmm.
tell the folks how they can reach out to you.
They can come through your referral to us. They can come directly to us. We really like when we do get referrals, because we know you've done some level of assessment and review, and that really helps to us with us. If you've been to a bank, you can also come to us if they have declined you. So there's no cookie cutter way that you can come to us. We will counsel you and coach you. You can do a walk-in. We prefer appointments because we may or may not be in the office.
Give them the phone number and website.
Yes, you can reach us. Our phone number is 561-478-2337. Our website is www.ceoventures.org. Visit our Facebook page and like us at Center for Enterprise Opportunity.
Fantastic. Wow. It's been 30 minutes already, gang. Well, I think our first show was seemingly successful. What do you think, Claude?
I think it was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Wow. Well, I want to thank Ansel Graham Record for coming again. You can reach him at chameleonsecurity.group.com. Leah Gaines for being our subject matter expert. And again, if you've missed any part of this show, you can see it at www.globalbusinessdevelopmentcenter.com. Thank you so much, time. See you next week. Same time, same bat channel.
You've been listening to Kiss My Biz, your weekly reality business show, where each week a business owner joins our good cop and bad cop duo looking for real but informative business solutions and resources to grow your business. Tune in again next time for more Kiss My Biz. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors.